Hello, this is SME Point. Thank you for staying with SABC News. I'm Diabo Sito, and compliments of the new year. May this year be the best one for yourself and for your business as well. This week, we meet a young ostrich farmer from the Northwest Province. Kabelo Lekalakala is exploring all opportunities, including traditional healing market. He says there are opportunities in ostrich farming for young entrepreneurs. On a tranquil small holding in Brits, Kabelo Lekalakala is building his dream ostrich farm. 34-year-old Lekalakala wants to help grow the ostrich industry in the Northwest Province. He learned the ropes from working on an ostrich farm in the Western Cape. And when he came back to his home province, he had the knowledge and a few ostrich chicks. But he soon realized that he needed a suitable home for the growing birds. And as luck would have it, a 7-hectare farm equipped for ostrich breeding was up for sale. But a sacrifice had to be made.
I sold my car at a loss. I had to settle the outstanding amount so that I positioned myself better to qualify for the bond, because of a property, especially of this nature, agricultural property, it's very much expensive. And then I think it was in September 2019. That's when I officially moved in here. But now, at the time, from the 15, I was already left with 8 due to mortality rate.
South Africa is the global leader in ostrich farming. It contributes up to 75% of the world's production of ostrich products. The main ostrich products from South Africa are fresh and processed ostrich meat, leather products and feathers. Lekalakala says there's an emerging demand for ostrich eggs from African medicine practitioners.
As I posted that the first ostrich egg laid on the farm, then people started reaching out asking, hey man, I need ostrich egg for such and such. Do you have 2 there? Do you have 1? Then I will often ask, what do you need them for? No, I'm performing a ritual of some sort. It's a traditional ritual. Maybe it could be a cleansing. I'm not very much familiar with the details therein. But there's been a consistent demand.
Majestically built, these curious big birds require very little maintenance. But on the other hand, they are extremely dangerous.
They are very much violent. They are territorial, especially during the breeding or the mating season. The male is very much violent, doesn't want any close encounters with human beings because of maybe they are threatened that we're going to take the eggs away. And the kick of an ostrich is very deadly. So try by all means to be vigilant around them.
Lekalakala has big dreams for this farm. He's eyeing the local tourism market by supplying meat and leather products to the hospitality industry. Lekalakala says he's working on carving a smoother path for up-and-coming aspirant ostrich farmers.
Since I'm positioning myself as a hatchery operations, it means that I will need somebody with a bigger land parcels to grow them. Then we can even look into maybe processing facilities at a later stage, given the production capacities that we could achieve over time. So any person with a land which is fenced, we can have a state vet to come and make an assessment and determination whether will this be an ideal ostrich husbandry, and we take it from there. I mean, I believe if we push the numbers, and we'll make a viable business.
Diabo Sito, SABC News, Johannesburg. Thank you so much to Kabelo Lekalakala for sharing his story with us. He does say in that insert that if you do have an interest of getting into the ostrich farming business, you need to have land, and to see how you guys together you can collaborate and come up with something that's viable. This year we are all about making sure that businesses collaborate and network and meet each other, and we're using our SME platform to introduce you to up-and-coming small businesses and very promising small businesses. Please do reach out to us on Facebook. Our handle is at SME on Point. Tell us what you'd like to hear, who you'd like to hear from, what kind of content you'd like us to prioritize this year. So, SMEs are not prioritizing governance in their businesses, and they should. This is according to Vijay Jainundh. He is the head of Paragon Debt Advisory. He says, When it comes to raising funding, governance becomes essential. But to explore this issue further, Vijay joins me via Zoom. Vijay, thank you so much, and compliments of the new year. Thank you so much for joining us on SME Point. Firstly, do tell us more about why we should care about governance and exactly what it is.
Thank you, Laura, and good day to your viewers. Thank you for having me on the show. Compliments to you and the news team as well. Governance is becoming one of the more important aspects that businesses, especially small businesses nowadays, cannot afford not to consider in their running of their operations. Its research has shown that 65% of SMEs within the first 2 years of trading close, and that's got to do with normally two factors. One, typically those businesses lack access to funding through troubled times and also when they need funding to grow. And secondly, a lack of good governance, which would include processes and systems that will help institute suitably qualified and experienced individuals to help them set up processes and systems to manage risk and overcome periods of where there's difficulty in the businesses, as well as to help achieve sustainability.
Yeah. Let's take a case study and using Kabelo Lekalakala's business, the ostrich farming, for instance. If someone has a farm such as that, how do you put in systems and governance so that he's able to reach the wider agricultural market and the market that he's eyeing of traditional healers in the country?
In our country, I think government has recognized that SMEs contribute, 60 to 70% of the workforce of the economy. So SMEs are the lifeblood of the economic country. The government, together with many institutions, are making available substantial sums of capital to assist businesses like this, the ostrich farming operation, to help them grow. One of the imperative things that these institutions look at when considering these businesses is what is the governance and what is the integrity of these companies. KYC is quite an important element. It's the starting point for most of these institutions before deciding on proceeding with funding or investment into these operations. These businesses, by having sound governance structures such as independent boards or social and ethics committees, do go a long way to proving that these businesses are taking, managing their finances responsibly, seriously, and that helps in lifting the credibility of these businesses in accessing funding.
Yeah, let's explore the issue of the independent financial board of directors. It's not something that we often see when it comes to small businesses, because I suppose one would say we think of boards with and link them up to big businesses. But today I have a business and I really want to be taken seriously in the market. How do I go about constituting a board that is suitable for my type of business and that will work for the success of my business?
So up until now, you're quite right. Small businesses, it's been difficult and seen as a headache for a lot of these companies to have these structures in place because it's costly, administratively burdensome. But it's becoming more and increasingly more important for these businesses to have these structures, such as independent boards. One can look at possibly getting the services of independent professionals, looking at people within the industry that can assist with opening up new markets for these small businesses, helping with networking the companies, also setting up structures within the companies that will help manage risks, financial risk, operational business risk. These boards can be established with the guidance of mentors, just talking to professional consultants like Paragon Debt Advisory ourselves, who assist SMEs specifically in managing these ESG type matters.
Right. Let's talk about the importance of having a good reputation, okay? You may be a business and maybe your books are going well. Everything is going well, but your reputation does not really speak well for the businesses that it is. And using that as a means of evolving into a bigger business, because while we do acknowledge that there are small businesses, we do want businesses to grow. and to become bigger businesses at the end of the day. Why is it important that a good reputation should really be a key standard, and a growth strategy should be that you have a bigger business than what you currently have?
Quite right. And I think, in our country, we're unfortunately plagued by large-scale issues of corruption and maladministration. Reputation is seen as one of the important aspects by funders and investors when engaging with counterparties before they lend or invest into these companies. So having a sound reputation, making sure that if there are any weaknesses in the business, that they address before going to market, such that you make the business funder attractive and putting the business on the front foot. That helps with ensuring that you don't deal with these issues once you're in the market, but rather that they're dealt with properly. And at the same time, as we know, institutions these days are quite stringent in making sure that in terms of their FICA and anti-money laundering protocols, they only deal with counterparties that are reputationally sound and have a high degree of business integrity. Once these ESG and governance controls will help navigate through that and make sure that the business is on a sound platform to be able to access those relationships.
Vijay, thank you so much for sharing these valuable insights with us here on SME Point. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Vijay Jainundh is the head of Paragon Debt Advisory, and he's been speaking to us on why small businesses should prioritize governance, especially as you prepare for the year to maybe get funding that you need to expand your business or do other things with your business. But here on SME Point, we'll bring you the experts that will tell you how to do it. That is all from us for SME on Point for this week. Do remember, once again, in 2023, please prioritize supporting small businesses everywhere you go and in your communities, and keep those rands and cents circulating.